If you're trying to grow mushrooms at home, you need to know how to make agar plates. It might seem technical or intimidating, but I'm going to show you a super simple method using just 2 ingredients and condiment cups. No fancy lab setup required. Agar is a seaweed-based gel that creates a nutrient-rich surface for mycelium to grow on. Agar can be used for all kinds of things, like testing whether our liquid culture is clean, cloning a specific mushroom's genetics, or isolating the strongest mycelium through a process known as sectoring. Like anything with mushroom growing, you can buy these agar plates already poured and ready to go, but the cost definitely adds up, and long term, it's just way cheaper to be able to do it yourself. Plus, it's just fun to learn sometimes. So let's go through the supply list for everything we're gonna need to pour our own agar plates. We're going to need a still air box, a glass media bottle or mason jar, condiment cups, agar powder, malt extract, distilled water, 70% isopropyl alcohol, and as always, a pressure cooker. That's it. Most of this is reusable and the rest is super cheap. And as always, I'll link these materials in the description down below. So to get started, I'm gonna pour 500 milliliters of distilled water into my media bottle. I like to warm the water a bit first to help the powder dissolve. Then I'm gonna add 10 grams of agar powder and 10 grams of light malt extract. I'll give it a good few swirls until everything is mixed nicely. Now we need to sterilize it. I loosen the lid a little bit so pressure can escape during the sterilization process. I also like to cover the top with foil to help keep things clean. As a quick aside, don't place the jar directly on the bottom of the pressure cooker. It's going to conduct too much heat. You're going to want to use either a rack or a trivet of some sort to create that space. We're gonna let the steam reach a steady flow and then close the gasket and let the pressure build to 15 psi. Once we reach 15 psi, I'll set my timer for 30 minutes and wait. After 30 minutes, we're gonna turn off the heat and let the pressure cooker depressurize naturally. Don't try to force it open. You're gonna cause a mess, you're gonna ruin your agar, or you're potentially gonna hurt yourself. I personally like to wait until the pressure gauge shows 0 psi before I even think about opening this thing, and even then it's still gonna be really hot, so be careful when you're opening your pressure cooker. Now the timing here is a little bit important. We're gonna let the agar cool here until it's warm, but still a liquid, which is usually around 120 to 130 degrees Fahrenheit. If it's too hot, you're gonna get a lot of condensation in your cups when you pour this, and that can lead to contamination. If we let it cool too much, it's gonna start to solidify while we're pouring, which will cause obvious difficulties. It'll be like pouring Jello. So now that it's at a good temperature, I put everything into my still air box and spray around with 70% isopropyl alcohol. I pour each condiment cup about 1/3 to halfway full and then place the lid on it immediately. The key here is calm movements. Don't rush, but also don't lollygag. We want to keep the air inside the box as undisturbed as possible, but not work too slow such that the agar cools and coagulates in the bottle. Once we're finished pouring, I like to let the cups cool unstacked for a couple of hours. If I'm not going to use them right away, I'll generally throw them in the fridge where they can last for a few months. If I'm going to use them in the next week or two, they're fine just being stored at room temperature. Personally, I'm going to use this agar right after it cools to test some liquid culture that I made the other day for contamination. If you guys want to see how I made that liquid culture, by the way, check out this video right over here. And that's really all there is to it, your cheap DIY agar plates. If you've got any questions, drop them in the comments down below. And thank you for watching. Happy growing.